Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it is time for a power building training vlog, and today was back in Biceps day. I'm just going to say I'm really enjoying these new training volumes to where I'm coming in and doing 6 real work sets for a muscle group. I'm actually really enjoying this, and I'm really having to think through my exercise choices. You know, when it's like when I cut down to just 2 real movements, at least per muscle head, it's like what's going to give me not just the best bang for my buck, because I have certain main exercises, but what's going to complement that second exercise the most? Like what is going to put the most muscle on me or bring up the weakest link following it? So it's kind of like for the bench press day, I'm almost thinking, do I need a barbell incline or do I need a flat bench and then go straight to dumbbell incline, you know, after all my benching, right? And then to go to triceps on the chest and tricep day. So with today, it's kind of been the same thing. It's like I'm doing my big main exercise and then I'm going to a dumbbell. It's like if I'm really going to think this through and try to keep these volumes to where I can recover, because again, I've got to continue to trim down and I need to really think through my training recovery. And I'm actually feeling really good this week having done this. I think particularly ending the leg day that way last week. And then I'm on day 4 of the training for the 5-day split this week. And I'm actually feeling really good. I'm not feeling tired or anything after my workouts. And considering I stay fasted for a while, do a little bit of cardio and stuff some of the days, kind of matters. Like notice my hamstrings and stuff, they're doing pretty good in regards to that. So I'm like, well, let me do my normal pull-ups, because pull-ups are really king for my back. The style of pull-ups I'm doing right there builds my back better than anything. But then I'm like, so I ended up getting 10, and then 9 with a 25-pound plate, which, you know, I think pretty decent. A lot of 200-plus pound guys can't do 10 pull-ups at all. And, you know, cranking out sets of 10 with a 25, for now, I'll take it, especially with the wide grip. All right, chin-ups are different. I can crank out 10s all day with a 45, but chins are easier. So looking here, I'm like, well, what exercise hits a completely different angle and do I really feel my back? And it's like kind of a toss-up between seal rows and the dumbbell row. But I'm like, really, the dumbbell row gives me the most range of motion. Okay, I have the independent side, right, doing the one arm at a time, and I get that solid range of motion. And for me, I feel like, again, this is an exercise I need to keep demonstrating so I can make reels and shorts, because so many people mess this up and then wonder why they don't have a really jacked back, right? They swing it. They do a little, what I call the hip swing instead of a row. And then they wonder why they don't have a big, massive, thick back. And then they see my back, go, what do you do? I do everything wrong. Apparently, I do pull-ups wrong, and I don't know how to row. That's the key to building a big back, is to take all these little tiny guys out there with no back and do the opposite of what they do. There you go. Here's your solution. No, but the joking aside, this is an exercise that I really do feel in my back. And I've noticed that it really is about that stretch at the bottom and then bringing it up to your armpit. That is what seems to build all the other musculature in the back. Like, sure, okay, the hip swing might still work the lat, but if we're really trying to build the traps and the rear delts and those mid traps and everything, I find that bringing it up a little higher really is the key. All right, so afterwards, it's like, then what do? We do a strict barbell curl. All right, notice these sets were largely to failure. I don't know if you guys caught that on the pull-ups. Like even the last set, I had to stop at 9 because I couldn't get a 10th. It just stuck at the bottom. All right, curls the same way. These were like 10 to 12 reps. I got 12 on the first one, and then after that, we just started losing reps because these were done with short breaks. So for those curious, this workout took about 35 minutes to do all my back, all my bicep work. People say, what about warm-ups? Why would I warm up for sets of 10? I did 1 pull-up and then threw the plate on. I mean, that's my whole warm-up for the whole day. Literally, that's my warm-up was a single pull-up rep. All right, the curls here, though, keeping in mind, I've noticed, again, bicep growth by doing them this way, making sure I come all the way down and then bringing it all the way to my face so that we work both functions of the bicep, both major functions, which is going to be flexion of the elbow, obviously, And then that little bit of flexion of the shoulder. Again, keeping in mind the first 30 degrees absolutely is one of the functions of the long head of the bicep. Okay. So did these to failure. So, I mean, that's going to be the thing. Pretty much everything was with no 0 reps in reserve, or actually really did hit muscle failure. So all these curls, we reached failure. Okay. Every single set. All right. Obviously, this last set, I feel almost like I'm swinging a little because I'm getting really, really fatigued. My biceps are shot. And like I said, I only got like 10 reps and then it just stuck. All right, so the last one I can tell that it's going to be hard, so I try to slow the eccentric down a little and I struggle through it. And then when I do that, I get to the bottom and it just sticks. So that is failure. For those who are not understanding it, I got to the bottom and I just couldn't move it again. It just stuck at the bottom. I don't stand there and try to swing for 5 seconds. It just either stops moving or it doesn't. All right, for these, I went ahead and I started with the easy bar, and I'm like, why am I doing the easy bar? Plus, notice it hits the thing. I'm like, why don't I just use a dumbbell? The same idea. Same idea as with the other stuff. You know, let's do a big exercise and then find a dumbbell movement that really lets me dig in and hit those angles. So we do a barbell curl. That's a nice big exercise. And then I love the preacher curl because it works my biceps. That lower insertion gets that stretch, which is really something I struggle with, having torn that bicep before. But the dumbbell, I'm like, let's get in and really focus on pausing at the bottom. I paused on the bottom on these two so that we get that deep stretch. Let's get in and do a dumbbell. Okay. Start with the weak arm, right? The one that has tissue missing. So that's why people need to understand that with my biceps. I have a chunk of the muscle that was taken out by the doctor after I tore it. It got infected. Then I had some necrotic tissue. Gosh, that's been over 20 years at this point. I don't remember what year. Was it 2004? Or was it 2000? I don't know. Or was it 2000? I don't know, guys. I lost track. It's been at least 20 years, though. That's all we need to know. So, again, with these, took the sets to failure. Right there, failed. Couldn't get any more. Just stuck. So then I try to match it on each arm. But honestly, I feel like even though that weak side has less tissue, you know, the thing is, sometimes I lose a rep when I go to the right side. And that's okay. So what if the side with the least muscle fibers can do more work, then I'll just take it. I don't know why that is. It could be fatigue though, set to set, keeping in mind neurological fatigue. It's not that the muscle is failing, it's that the nervous system is most likely failing. In which case that's okay. Am I still getting a good stimulus? Yes, even in the right side. Because I get a hell of a burn. Like hell of a burn on both arms. And that's the thing I'm noticing. I've kind of said before, I feel the easy bar more sometimes, but not if I pause. If I really take the time to go to the bottom and really make sure I pause or really slow it down at the bottom. And a lot of these I start pausing more. This set, it doesn't look like I did as much. Here I'm talking about doing the pause and I'm not really doing it. I'll work on it, guys. I will work on it. Coach needs to take his own advice. It'd be a good thing. But yeah, so 3 sets of barbell curls, 3 sets of dumbbell preacher curls. Biceps were lit up, especially with them all being to failure. 6 sets to failure. Keep in mind, we did pull-ups and rows first, and the pull-ups are a decent bicep exercise. They're not a great bicep exercise, but they're decent. Dumbbell rows, I'm going to say not really so much, right? Probably not, at least not according to the research. Like a dumbbell row only did in a study that looked at it, only got 60 or 70% of the muscle growth that doing 6 sets of curls did with a dumbbell. Like 6 sets versus 6 sets. So it was way inferior. So we wouldn't even call it a good movement. And then I did a set of hanging leg raises. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with today's workout. Everything felt good. Got a nice, good pump, nice, good burn. Worked the muscles from the angles I want. Feel like I'll grow from it, even though I'm working on losing body fat. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.